This is the most overpowered Minecraft creative block. And I know what you're thinking. But in creative mode, you have access to any block you want, and even commands. How can any block be overpowered? Well, have you been building a long road or path, or been painstakingly building a skyscraper floor by floor, and wished you could build it faster? This one block can help turn hours of building into just seconds. And this block is none other than this, the structure block. And today, I'm going to show you how to use it to make you build faster and more efficiently. But first, what can a structure block be used for? It is a block that allows you to copy a build you have and paste it somewhere else, but it also lets you rotate and flip builds however you want. This has three major benefits: when building many similar builds, or if you want to move a build, you easily can. Secondly, you can make only one half of a build and use a structure block to clone it over to the other side, which comes in handy when building anything symmetrical. And third, when you're building something long or something tall, you can clone small sections to make it go faster. So when building a skyscraper, you can clone floors instead of building them manually, or when building a long road, you can only build a small section and clone it as far as you want the road to go. I use structure blocks in my city world all of the time, and they make building so much easier. So now we know what a structure block is and what it does, let's learn how to use it. So first, you're going to make sure you have cheats on, and then you're going to go into the chat and type /give and then @s, which is yourself. Then you're going to type in structure block, and you're going to press enter, and one should appear in your hotbar. Now that we've got a structure block, we're going to go near where we want to clone, and we're going to place the block at one of the corners. Now when you place it, you're going to see these little white lines coming from it, and this is the area that it's going to save so you can clone your build. So for simplicity, we're going to move the structure block so that the white box is facing towards the build. So like that. Now, you're going to click on the structure block and it should bring up this menu. Now these three boxes here are the size of the area you want to save. So right here is what the structure block sees. It's what is in the bounding box. So we're going to change these numbers just to our best guess as to how big it is. And now we're going to change them so that our structure fits perfectly within the box. And so it should look something like this. And also, one structure block can only save a 64 by 64 block area. So I'll show you later if your build is bigger than this. So now that our build is in this bounding box, I'm going to come up here and give it a name. I'm just going to call mine house. And then I'm going to press enter. And then my structure here will automatically come up, and that's normal, that's supposed to happen. And now we're going to come down here and press save. Then we're going to exit it. Now you can go to wherever you'd like to load the build, and then you place another structure block, and then you click it, and up here in this drop down you're going to press it, and then you're going to select load. Now right here on the structure name, you're going to type in exactly what you called it before. So again, mine was just house. And then the bounding box will show what it will destroy. So this is the exact size of the house we saved, and so if there was anything here, it would be destroyed and replaced with the house. And then over here, this is the offset, so we can use this if we want to move it 5 blocks that way, or 5 blocks that way. But for now, we're just going to leave this both as 0, and the Y as the default of -1. And then we're going to press load, and then we can leave the block, and our structure's right here. Alrighty, so I'm here in my test world, and I'm gonna try and duplicate this structure, which is more than 64 by 64, so I'm gonna show you what to do. Alright, so first you need to get your structure block. And now I'm gonna come up to the corner, which is right here. And my bounding box defaults that way, so I'm gonna go over to that corner. Alrighty, so once we found the corner where the bounding box points towards the building, I'm gonna go in here, 64 and 64, and you see the entire building doesn't quite fit in here, so let's just give it a name. I'm going to call it skyscraper 1 because we're going to have multiple numbers here, and I like them to all have similar names. So you can see the bounding box is really big. So we're gonna go over here. And then right here on the inside of the box, not the outside, the inside, so the closer side of the line, right there, we're gonna place another block. And then this one, in my case, is 64. I'm gonna have it go all the way up. And then I'm gonna have it here so that this edge of the building is in. Then I'm gonna call it skyscraper 2, and I'm gonna press save. And I'm gonna go all the way over here to this side. So that's the original block we had right there. And so we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna have the block just on the inside of its bounding box, so right here. Then 64 blocks that way, and then I've got my height, and then over here, just gonna go until it fits it all in there. And then I'm gonna call it skyscraper 3, and I'm gonna press save. And now over here, this is the back corner, which has been excluded from our save so far. So right here, right in between these two lines here for the other bounding boxes, we're gonna break this block, and we're gonna go in and place it right there. Now we're just gonna fit in this corner. And I'm gonna call it skyscraper 4. It's not important what all of the names are, but it's important that they are all not the same. None of these names can be the same. So now we've got this corner, we're gonna press save. And now, we're gonna go back and press save on these ones as well. And we press save on them one more time, just so that they're all saved in each other basically. And then the most important one is the original one here. So we're gonna click it, we're gonna press save, and so it should save with all, you can kind of see there, with all 3 other blocks in it. And you can duplicate this out all the way till there's a theoretically infinite amount of structure blocks just in each other. But it's easier within a 127 by 127, which normally I don't find myself cloning things any bigger. So now to paste it, we're just going to go, so I've come over here and I'm gonna load that building here. So I'm gonna place my structure block, I'm gonna open it, I'm gonna switch this to load, then I'm gonna type skyscraper 1. And so it should come up with a really big bounding box here. And then I'm not gonna mess with this because it's right where I want it. I'm gonna press load. And so this first little slice is here. And now I'm gonna go over to this one. I'm gonna click it. I'm also gonna switch it from save to load. And then I can press load. And they'll fit together with no other, no extra hassle or anything. And then you can do the same on the other ones. Now you know how to copy and paste builds that are larger than 64 by 64. Let's say you're building a road or a path or maybe a long bridge, and you just want to make it really long without having to spend all the time building it. So I'm going to show you how to do that using structure blocks, and I've got this little example road here. So we're going to clone it out this way, and we're going to keep all of our little lane markings with 5 and 5. So first you're going to want to find a repeatable pattern. So for ours, it repeats every 10, 20, or 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 blocks. So basically every 10 blocks. So for simplicity here, I'm just going to say 10. So I'm going to find a correct corner to save it from. And I'm going to copy this blank spot and this white line so that it, so basically I do that so when I clone it out, it fits the next spot. So I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna save it 10 wide and then just however wide the road is. I'm just gonna call it test. What you call it doesn't really matter. And so I can see it's saved. I've got the white part and I've got the blank part. So I'm gonna press save. And then I'm gonna place another block right next to it. I'm going to press load. I'm going to call it the same thing, and it's going to show up, and it should look like this. And then right here, if this little line here, you can kind of see there, if this little line is red, you're going to type in the X, and if this little line is blue, like this one, you're going to type in the Z. So for mine, this line is red, so I'm going to type either negative or positive 11, because mine is 10 blocks wide and the block is here, so 11 would spawn it 1 over, so that's over there. And you're just going to check, so what's in the bounding box is where it's going to spawn, and so it should look right after the block we saved from. So now we're going to save it again, and then we can come over here and we can press load, and then we can continue this pattern on as long as we want. And just like that, we've got all this road. And then when you're done, you can just break the blocks. And now we've got our road here. Alrighty, so I've got this building here, and I'm gonna clone this floor up. So you're gonna come over here, you're gonna find the widest out point on both sides, so basically just the corner. Whoops. Now, we're going to place our structure block here, and we're gonna, for this one, I have 1 block in between floors, and each floor is 3 blocks high. So for a building like this, you're going to want to include the top floor, not the bottom one. So see how it's right there, so it only includes this area and then the top one. I'm gonna come in here, and so say it's only 4 blocks high. Then I'm gonna fill out these two. Fit all of the building in there. It doesn't have to be perfectly clean unless there's other things nearby. I'm just gonna call it building. So you can see here that my bounding box starts not including this floor, but it has these 4 blocks and it goes all the way around. And so now you can shift click on top of it to place blocks on top of it. Then you're gonna place 1 more here, and you're gonna click on it, then replace this -1 with a +1. So there should be nothing there right now. Then you're gonna press load, and then whatever you called it before. So it should look like that, and you're not gonna load it, you're just gonna leave the block. Then you're gonna come down to the save one, you're gonna press save again, and now you can load this, and every time you load it, at the top, there will be another one, where you can just press load again, and it'll load another floor on top of it, which allows you to layer floors really quickly, a lot faster than building all of these by hand. And so now you can build all of your towers nice and quickly, and then when you're done, you can come up here, and you can just break all of the blocks here, and now we've got our tower cloned up. You can also rotate and flip builds using structure blocks. So let's say you're building a boat. With structure blocks, you only need to build one side, and then you can clone it over. So I've got my example here. I've got this little like World War II era Fletcher class destroyer that I'm going to clone over to the other side. I'm going to go up to the front here. I'm going to place my structure block, which points that way. So I'm going to go around to the back and start from there instead. It just makes everything a little easier. I'm going to find the rearmost point, then I'm going to place my structure block here, and then I'm going to go as far as possible that way because mine's pretty big. I'm going to call mine boat 1, but as you can see it doesn't all fit in there, and so for mine I'm going to do this twice effectively. So I'm going to press save, and then I'm going to go up here, place my block right there, I'm going to call it boat 2, and I'm going to get it all in there. Then I'm going to press save, and I'm going to come over here to the back. I'm going to save this one again. And so now we've got half of our boat in the bounding box. And make sure to include the middle point. Place your blocks in the middle and include the middle. It just makes life a little easier. It makes seeing where the center is a little simpler. So now we're going to go in here. We're going to press save again. and we're gonna switch it from save to load mode, and then we're gonna scroll down here. You see this little line here? If this one is blue, we're gonna mirror to the z-axis, and if this line is red, we're gonna mirror to the x-axis. So mine right here, the line across the cut is going to be blue, and so I want to press Z. And now we're gonna go over here, and we're gonna put -15 because that's how wide I made it. I made mine 16, so one less, so it includes the middle. And so you should see just a little cutout of the middle piece, and then the structure block in the corner. And now we're going to press load, and so when we leave the block, it's been nice and duplicated to the other side. And then we can do the same over here, except if we saved that correctly before, we can just go in here, change it to load mode. This should already be -15, or whatever the width is for your build. And then down here, this should already be mirrored to Z, so we don't have to change anything, and we can just press load. And now our boat is symmetrical. Alright, so normally when you save a structure with the structure block, it only applies in the world that you saved it in. So right here in my test world, that building only works here. If I go to another world and I try to spawn that building, it won't work. So, if you're on Windows, if you're on Bedrock, Windows Edition, you can go, I'm gonna move this house between worlds using a structure block. So you can go in here, I can just save it real quick. Now once I've got it in my bounding box here, I'm gonna give it a name. I'm just gonna call it house test here. And now we're gonna make sure it's in save mode. Then we're gonna come down here and this middle button is export, so we're gonna click it. And then you can save it pretty much wherever you want. And so we're gonna, right here, we're gonna click export. Now we can go to a different world. So now I'm here in a different world, and I can come here. I can place down a structure block. I'm gonna place it right here. Then I'm gonna go here, make sure it's in load mode, and then I'm gonna press import, and I'm gonna import the file that we just saved, so house test. And it'll appear, it should look like this, and then you can just press load like normal. And we just moved this house between two worlds. Now that you know how to use this powerful block, go build faster and easier than ever. And tell me if you like this scripted style of video with a comment, like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more. And if you want to see more, I've got a city let's build series and other tutorials on my channel, so be sure to watch those as well. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you later!